Welcome back to another episode of Disqualified. You are here with your hosts, Gordon Pavlot, Caleb Went, Trevor June, and we're ready to present you another episode tonight.
All right, I wanted to start us off with a question. You guys choose one or two superstars you want to see Cena face in his retirement tour. I'm going with the easy ones, Orton and Punk.
Those were probably going to be my answers.
I'm sure you guys know mine. The Rock! Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Because I am. It should be at WrestleMania, just so you know. I'd be okay if it was the opening match. But they need to finish that feud.
Their record is tied.
And that's all.
Oh, you only have one?
That needs to be The Rock.
I could see them giving him a title shot to try to beat the record. What I brought up before we started recording, back before we even started recording the first episode, I don't know if we caught it last episode, was what if they do like a memory lane gauntlet match where like you get some of his fan favorites, you get some new blood in there since Cena's known for putting over newer stars as well, being like, hey, your WWE journey, let's replay it in a gauntlet match. Win or lose, you'll stay in, but it's just give the fans something to be excited about.
That'd be interesting.
It would.
Who do you have being in there? How many superstars?
I'd say, how many eras of WWE has Cena been a part of? Like,
Well,
he's been in
3
since
decades?
2002.
Yeah, so 3 decades.
yeah, so, well,
30
about
years?
2.5 decades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Almost 22 years. I'd say obviously get some of his more potent rivalries in there, like Punk and Orton. Some new bloods in there as well. So maybe like, let's say a solid 6 opponents, maybe. Maybe throw Cody or whoever the champion is in there just for the heck of it. Be like you were in record contention for this title.
Yep. June 27th, 2002.
Sorry, we have a new addition to the cast, our fact checker, Zachary Honore, off camera.
I don't know if that's all.
He tried
No.
it.
He tried waving. Yeah. But yeah, that was just an idea I concocted in my head, being like, it's Cena, you gotta do something special. I don't think they'd actually do it, but it's fun.
I definitely see him getting that 17th at some point. And I don't think it's going to be a super long reign.
No.
I think it's going to be like 2 weeks.
Wait,
I would not.
which belt? The WWE? Or the World Heavyweight?
Either one.
Yeah, it's world titles in general.
He ain't taking it from Cody. Cody ain't losing it for a while. I think Roman's going to be the one to take it back.
I don't
Or
think Roman's
Orton.
taking the back.
A lot of people have Orton taking it from Cody. Myself included.
Why not Roman?
I just don't think Roman needs a title.
He has enough.
He just held the title for 3 years. You want to see the title back on him?
Well,
He does also-
not personally, but like,
He doesn't.
why wouldn't he want it
His
back?
story also
the goal.
doesn't need the title
He
right now.
is like the Undertaker at this current moment. He is the one person in WWE that doesn't need a title. Kind of like Seth Rollins. They don't need a title. They're going to have their spot.
Yeah. I agree. Roman is kind of like just.
How many times growing up did you see The Undertaker with the championship? With a world championship?
Personally speaking, I didn't really watch Undertaker like that, so not much.
I think I've seen him twice. Zach, how many world title reigns did Undertaker have from 2000 to his retirement? Which was in like 2020, 2021, I think he retired.
Because that was the fact also, is that Undertaker entered WrestleMania as a WrestleMania icon. He didn't need any title on him, even if it was a mid-card. It was the fact that you were the Undertaker's opponent at WrestleMania. That was the crowning moment.
The 21-0 and then...
Yeah, 21-1, despite some controversial opinions about that.
But if anyone had to take it, I'm glad it was Brock, low-key.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm glad it was Brock.
Yeah.
Undertaker won WWFE Championship 4 times, World Heavyweight Champion 3 times, Hardcore Champion once, and World Tag Team Champion 6 times.
Well, look up when those reigns happened.
Yeah.
In
Or
2007.
Yeah.
So
Or-
2007 was his world title reign, which was the only real one I really remember.
Yeah.
So he just had the status of he was the champion. Like, Undertaker was a champion himself.
I mean, that seems like a lot of championship reigns, though.
He did have a lot, but I don't really remember them going for long.
Yeah. Though I don't remember if any of those title reigns went all the way to WrestleMania either.
I think he walked into one WrestleMania as champion, or he walked out of one as champion.
He won a Royal Rumble match in 2007 as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, that would have given him the title shot at Rumble, which he probably walked out with. Keep the streak going, yeah. So again, Roman kind of has that aura of like he survived 3 years without being pinned until Jey Uso finally pinned him at 2023 Money in the Bank.
He also holds the second win over Undertaker at Mania.
Yep.
Oh, so he's another guy who's...
Yeah, he beat Undertaker at Mania.
Undertaker, I believe, is 22-2.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know. Considering that he's probably going to be coming back soon, the Bloodline wants the championship.
That doesn't mean Roman wants it. They're heavily implying Roman doesn't have any say in the Bloodline right now.
Well, yeah, but what better way for Roman to, I don't know, maybe take back his spot and maybe make a new Bloodline possibly? And why would he not have the championship?
He won't.
Well, Roman's coming back as a face.
Yeah.
Well, then, he'll get the championship eventually.
He don't need it.
He may not need it, but he's gonna get it.
No, I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna do this Bloodline Civil War, hopefully at Survivor Series in a War Games match. It'll be Roman's team. It's gonna be him, the Usos, and I don't know who else.
Versus Solo's team right now.
Versus Solo's team.
They're gonna bring in Cody.
They're not.
I think Cody should have a match there for the title.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying
Stop putting champions in matches where they're not defending their titles.
Well, but they don't only need to defend their title. But Cody
It adds
Rhodes
to
is
the reign,
very
though. Yeah.
closely knit into that group.
I'd rather...
He's a big part
If
of
there's
it.
going to be any insider, I'd rather it be Sami Zayn.
If it was Sami Zayn.
A couple people are actually
That'd be
saying
great, though.
if Roman's short a man, bring in Seth as an old Shield member.
I'd take Seth.
Yeah. But it's like Cody
needs to defend his title.
Yeah. Cody also doesn't need to get involved in bloodline business. He's been in it. He's been in it enough.
Solo attacked him after his match at Clash.
That's when that was?
Yes.
Yeah.
The clip you just showed me.
No. That was SmackDown.
Also, we should bring up how you thought you were watching an up-to-date show when you were watching Clash at the Castle.
Cannot wait till stuff moves to Netflix, because Go-Go is severely far behind on the weeklies.
I misread it. I thought it said July, not June.
But, Solo attacked him. Cody just wants to get this over with, pretty much. He wants to put this behind him.
I feel like Cody will opt out and leave family business to family once Roman comes back, because Cody's that kind of guy.
Well, yeah, but I'm sorry, like it or not, he's in the mix severely. He just got jumped.
My ideal bloodline for Roman, his team is him, the Usos, and probably I would want Jacob Fatu on this team, but as it seems right now, he is on Solo's team. So it would be Sammy and Seth.
Yeah.
It has to be Sammy.
Well, I think they might be doing a 5-man because I don't know if they want The Rock to participate. Because they're looking to do it in the Intuit Dome, which is in LA. It's going to be the Clippers' new home arena.
Yeah.
So that's in LA. Where is Hollywood? LA.
Another thing too is Zilla signed with WWE, right?
I don't know if Zilla Fatu is signed.
He's heavily hinting he's either signed or close to getting signed.
There's rumors that Hikuleo might be coming over.
Yeah.
So
I don't know any of those guys. No, yeah, I got a lot of country.
well, Hikuleo was part of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa's team, the Gorillas Destiny, in New Japan.
Mm.
But since no one thought that Tongaloa was a free agent, we don't know if Hikuleo is a free agent. So there's rumors that he might be coming over.
Yeah.
And if he comes over, and if Zilla comes over, I see Zilla joining Roman's side.
Mm.
And then if Hikuleo also comes over, I see Jacob joining Roman's side then.
Everything is speculation right now with both contracts and
Yeah.
everyone's spot, but it's heavily implied that 2025, right?
Mm-hmm.
2025's War Games match is going to be Bloodline Civil War.
Oh no, 2024. It
2024.
would be this year.
Yeah.
I want Sami Zayn to join there. I love watching him.
He is an honorary use, even though he's kind of moved on from that character, but
Definitely.
yeah.
There's confirmation about it.
Oh yeah. On a potential new, yeah.
Yeah.
Hikuleo could be, so. Because they did trademark Talatonga.
Yeah.
So.
And if you see Hikuleo, he is a
Tonga.
Tongan.
Because they've all kind of adapted the Tonga name for Tamatonga, which was already his name, but.
Yeah. And then we got Tongaloa.
Is it Tamaloa now?
I don't know.
What is Tongaloa's new WWE name?
Tongaloa.
Is it Tongaloa?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Tamatonga
That's
and
the right hand
Tongaloa.
Who's the right hand man? Tonga?
Tamatonga.
Tamatonga is right hand, and then it's infamous.
Tongaloa.
Yeah.
Oh, so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the enforcer Jacob Fatu, which
Cody
we'll
Rhodes
get to
could beat
when
all their asses anyway.
we'll get to when we discuss this past week's SmackDown of Jacob Fatu definitely earned the enforcer
Yes.
nickname.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we'll start with bigger news, NXT news.
Let's start with Heatwave.
It cooked.
It, in my opinion, is way, way better than Money in the Bank was.
And a lot of people agree with you.
I firmly believe that every match was match of the night contender. There was only one match that I believe was the lowest I rated was a B+.
And that was
The women's NXT title match.
Yes.
It's just
Rock-
I wasn't that invested in the story.
Roxanne Perez versus
That was the one where there was a lot of flips.
Yep. No. That
No.
was the NXT
Oh.
North American title.
the one. Yeah, the one with Roxanne Perez was the one that ended in like 5 pop rocks.
The one that
That's the
landed
one
on
you're
the
talking
table.
about?
Yeah.
I was talking about the exact same thing. When I say flips, that's a flip.
Oh, I thought you were
sorry.
talking about the
Yeah. The North American one.
The
They
men's division?
no, the
No.
women's North American
was the
championship
one where
was
our
very
friend Zach
quick.
over here, upon watching it, said like they are doing ballet along with fighting.
Oh,
Yeah, they're-
never mind. I guess I was talking about the wrong one. I was talking about that one.
But
Yeah. No.
so I didn't catch the pre-show. I missed it. But the pre-show started with Carmen Petrovic and Ariana Grace picking up the win via roll-up. So I kind of forgot who they were facing. It was JC Jane and...
It was a tag match, I forget as well.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the wrong pay-per-view, so I can't even comment.
Heatwave, the pre-show match.
It wasn't even an NXT PLE either, you caught.
Yeah, you caught the...
Clash at the Castle.
No, the funny thing is, I was at work, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go home, watch this pay-per-view, it's coming out tomorrow. I was like, Zach, are you watching this with me? And then he's like, no, it's not this Zach helping us, it's my coworker.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I was bad because I genuinely thought it was today in Glasgow, but I was wrong.
He thought he was going to come here, break some exclusive.
I was
results.
like, yeah.
But nope.
I go pick up Caleb today. I'm like, did you watch Clash at the Castle?
Did not find the pre-show?
I'm
So
not seeing
bad.
the pre-show.
Here, let me...
I'm seeing some news about it, but
Oh, the pre-show?
It was just the contenders for the pre-show.
where is it? Oh my god,
I just lost it.
What the...
my internet.
You too,
is
Phil Time.
struggling.
So...
Oh my god, we're going to cut this short. This is going to be a fucking clip right here. This is going to be a clip.
Leave this in for content or turn it into a YouTube short.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is going to be a clip.
Dude, it's bad because I didn't even get to see it.
You know, you are like a whole month behind. Like you were watching pre-Clash
Okay, I got
episodes
it.
of Raw.
Okay, I got it. So the pre-show started with Carmen Petrovic and Ariana Grace winning via roll-up against JC Jane and Jasmine Nix. And now,
The main show.
the main show, which
Cooked.
I thought straight up first match of the night. But it is not my match of the night. We'll see what the actual match of the night is later. It was Oba Femi defending his North American Championship against Wesley.
Big.
And oh my god. So, most of my notes are match flow. I'm not going to read every note, but I'm going to try to give a detailed description of what happened. So, the first note I have, Oba smacks Wesley to the ground.
Oh.
So Wesley was doing some stuff, and Oba got him on a seated position in the top turnbuckle, and smacked his chest, and Wesley fell to the ground. Tumbled out the ring, fell to the ground.
Yeah. Oba both smacked and tossed Wesley around like a ragdoll for decent portions of the
My
match.
note for him tossing him around was Oba launched that man and spun him like I would spin pizza dough when I worked at Toppers. He was tossing him around like he was a ragdoll, yeah. Then
Let's not discredit Wes. He also put on a show.
oh, you know, he sold very well. He did his part in this match of being the former champion who never really lost the belt. He had to give it up due to back injury.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
put over Oba as the new champion.
Yes. Which he did that previously in the Fatal 4-Way at the last PLE event for NXT, but just to add more, Wes came back and said, like, you didn't pin me in that Fatal 4-Way. I still want my lick for the title I never lost. And Oba was like, aight. And we see that while both men are deserving of this title, Oba ain't losing this one for a while.
Oh yeah. So then Oba and Lee were brawling on the outside. Towards the announcer's table, he was saying, "This was your North American champion. This is who was the face of this division." And then he throws him face first. Oba does to Lee into the apron.
Exposed.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that was the clip that you showed me, yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
But then he gets back into the ring where Oba, throughout the majority of the match, was targeting the back because, remember, he's coming off of back surgery where it could have been career ending.
Yes.
But, so there was also this point in the match where Oba and Wesley were fighting in the corner, and Oba tossed Lee, and then Lee fell because he was like, he is so broken down, he can't even get thrown across the ring without falling down. And then he throws him again, and Lee lands in the Tree of Woe position, where your legs are hooked on the top turnbuckle and you're hanging down. Your head is like near the ring mat.
So you can hit a jackhammer?
You can like just get free hits on their side. But it was the most single creative Tree of Woe setup I've ever seen. It was very impressive.
But yeah.
And then Lee had this.
Zach pulled.
Yeah, he's pulling up the.
Zach pulled up the clip of when Wes got face planted into the turnbuckle.
Oh, it wasn't that. It's nope.
No, not that one. It's further past. Yep, right here, or just about. Yep, and oh no, still some.
Yep, he's gonna punch
still
him
some
once,
scuffle
and then face
slap.
first.
Ouch.
And then Lee had this amazing comeback sequence. He hit his finisher. He hit the cardiac kick, I believe.
Hold up.
3 times?
Yeah, no, keep going back to that. Do you see Wes's face? That is the face of a man who's like, I can't believe I just did that spot.
Low-key, bro, look like John Moran.
But, so Lee had this... Okay, you can stop showing this. Because now you're getting these guys distracted.
I'm just like focused in on the replays.
So, Lee had this amazing comeback. He started hitting his finisher, the cardiac kick. He hit that like 3 times, twice for a close pinfall.
That was another thing with this PLE. If we're going by 2K24 logic, these matches, these fighters had super meter to spare.
Oh yeah. Then there was this one hell of an uppercut. I think Lee was flying through the air, and Oba just goes, boom! Takes that man out. That man has a family, I think.
Wait. What the fuck?
I mean, he had to come from somewhere.
He said that man has a family. I've heard that a lot in broadcasting.
Would it be this?
Oh yeah, it was the smack.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Just
not fast forward.
But yeah, no, this match for being the opener cooked, and yeah, to sort of extend the news with this match, to talk about NXT Tuesday also. Yeah. Oh wait, we gotta slow down too.
Slow-mo.
Wee.
Yeah, so Lee goes over. Oba goes for a clubbing blow.
Bop.
Lee jumps over and then hit with a clubbing smack to the
He
chest.
slammed straight on his back. That was like
And Oba spits all the sweat that he's collected in his mouth out.
Oba retains via pinfall after a power bomb to Wesley, and I think you strap a rocket to both of these young men.
Which they might be doing, as I was trying to transition to. On Tuesday, Wes was obviously downtrodden as he got tossed around like a rag doll. Still put on a stellar match, but he doesn't know where his wrestling career goes from here. He has officially lost the title. He can't get a shot anymore since that was his agreement with Oba. He doesn't know where to go. And who comes out, Caleb?
The Rascals.
Yeah.
The Rascals. Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel. They They
I
were
thought you were talking about the little rascal.
no.
I was like, alfalfa? What the?
No. Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel. They were a team they were a trio in TNA with Wesley, who I believe at the time went by Desmond Xavier. Can you look up Wesley's TNA name? But they were a team in TNA. They traveled the world. They're best friends. They won tag team gold. They did a lot of stuff in TNA.
Wes was excited to see them, but also confused. Being
Yes.
like, what you doing
Well,
here?
because there was a controversy with Zachary Wentz, who was at the time Nash Carter in WWE, got released because of a controversial thing that happened to be false. There were allegations.
Oh.
But I am not the best suited on that knowledge.
No. But it is heavily hinted with them reuniting, agreeing to get back together, that they will be entering both the NXT and TNA tag divisions.
Which I cannot wait for.
Especially with how post-surgery the showing Wes has put on. Oh!
Yeah, they
Giving him some tag team moves with his buddies. Those are going to
can
cook.
find it.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll
as
move
they
on.
look for that.
But on the Oba half of this rivalry, Oba post a tag match that involved Chase U on Tuesday.
It was Desmond Xavier.
Yeah. On a post tag match that involved Chase U, Oba, from his little podium thing he has on most NXT stages, comes out and says, "I'm handpicking my next opponent." And remind me of the person's name in Chase U.
Duke Hudson.
And handpicks Duke Hudson as
Chasey,
his
that's
next opponent.
The guys who had like the big U on their shirt.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep, that
They're
is.
big as hell.
Yep.
Mhm.
I feel like I say
And-
that about everyone though.
And I was commenting with like, I don't know whether to feel honored or terrified if I were to be handpicked as Oba Femi's next title opponent.
Mix of both.
But it's like, I brought up that fact to you, Caleb, and you were like, that match gonna cook.
Mhm. Now, Zach, I found the name.
Yeah.
Now we move on to the NXT North American Women's Championship with Kalani Jordan facing Sol Ruka. I don't have the quotes. I'm not going to ask you to look for the quotes because they were in a video package. But Kalani Jordan had a Michael Jordan quote, and Sol Ruka had a LeBron James quote. And I thought that you, as a basketball fan, would appreciate that.
Comment down below if you want to see these two talk about basketball, because these two used to go at it.
Yes, we will have a whole rant. But there was a very impressive start to the match, with both competitors showing off their gymnastics backgrounds.
Again, Zach
yeah.
commented, "What is this, ballet or a wrestling match?"
Yeah. Just very, very impressive.
Very acrobatic, impressive from both these superstars.
I also found it very impressive.
She just walked on her hands.
I
Yeah,
also
they're doing that a lot.
found it very impressive how Sol Ruka is wrestling in Vans.
I just realized that.
She's not wrestling in wrestling boots. She's wrestling in high top Vans.
She's dripping on them. She's dripping on them.
That was another thing too with this PLE. The gear was amazing on all fronts.
Mm-hmm. So, to get further into the match, there was a sequence where Kalani Jordan hit a springboard 360 splash the Sol Ruka on the outside of the ring. And then that led to them brawling. And then Sol Ruka got onto the apron. She ran to the other corner, did a one-legged moonsault onto Kalani Jordan, which then led to them going into the ring for the almost double countout spot, where they both got into the ring at 9.
And there was also a spot where someone springboarded and did too many flips for how little airtime they had.
That was Sol Ruka. She hit a springboard front flip clothesline after hitting a one springboard splash, running to the other side of the ring, hitting a one-legged springboard splash, then getting back up, going to the outside, and then doing a front flip clothesline into the ring on Kalani Jordan.
If you don't believe it, I have that exact moment right here.
Yeah.
After she does a pin.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we can't show these clips.
Unless Gordon can find a way to edit them in, but for now, you just get
Boy,
to
crazy.
Yeah.
Boy, crazy.
Yeah, you get to watch us stare at a screen off camera.
It's okay. They like our sound profiles.
But as they're watching that, I can also talk about how there was the spot where they did a very classic.
Yeah, that was the moment I'm talking. Was that like a 720 with only 2 seconds of airtime?
Let me go slow-mo and count rotations.
But there was this very old school technical wrestling spot where they went back and forth trading pinfalls, which I always love, where they were doing the roll-ups, they were trading roll-ups.
Yeah,
I
like snakes just slithering around each other.
Yeah,
the whole
I
time.
love those spots because it shows how much ring awareness each competitor has of making sure they roll up in time as well. And it's also just fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. And then Jordan countered the Soul Catcher, which is Sol Ruka's finisher, where she steps up onto the turnbuckle or the rope, does a front flip and catches you into a cutter and takes you down. Cutter's an RKO.
It is actually only one rotation.
Yeah, so front flip.
It's just that fast.
Daggum, I thought it was multiple. Yeah, with
Yeah.
slow-mo it's only one. It's only a 360, but it was just so quick that it looked like
It's
multiple.
the hair.
And
It's
then
the
there
hair.
was
It
the
is there,
Alabama
probably.
Slammer spot into the corner on Jordan, where Sol Ruka took her and went bam, face
Was-
first into the turnbuckle.
Was this also the match, or was it the other women's match that had like a bunch of poison?
No. This was the match with the Poison Ranas.
Yep.
Jordan hit 2 Poison Ranas. One happened to be an Avalanche Poison Rana, which then led to Jordan retaining by hitting her split-legged moonsault on Ruka for the 3 count.
This match cooked.
And then I thought this was match of the night, but then, as I said before, oh yeah, we talked about this spot.
Yeah.
This is the one-legged moonsault to the outside, Silveruka onto Jordan. But
If I could do that to you, Caleb, I would.
then we move on to the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Chase U taking on the champions,
Axiom.
Axiom and Nathan Frazier. There is a bit of tension between the champions coming into this match, where Frazier has been walking around talking some game. He's like saying that he's going to go far in the speed tournament. He was at MSG posing without Axiom holding the belt. He showed up to the arena late, so Axiom thought he was going to have to defend the titles in a handicap match. But the start of this match was very, very slow paced. It was a lot of wrestling. Andre Chase had an answer for everything Axiom was doing. And then Duke Hudson came in, and the whole match changed. Nathan Frazier got tagged in, and the whole match changed. It was fast paced. It was moving around. Hudson hit a. Oh,
Yep.
They got
The whole-
clips.
I got the
Yep.
matchup.
Hudson started cooking.
yep. So Hudson threw him, and then tosses him again.
Oh, that guy is cheeked up.
Pause.
No, it's the truth. What the
Yeet!
Yep, catches him and does a belly to belly overhead.
Why does that other team look so little?
Because they are.
That's messed
Well-
up. They're both tag team champions?
Yeah, they're the NXT Tag Team Champs, and both have been in the Speed Tournament. Both Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
Okay, enough with the clips for right now.
Yeah.
So Hudson goes on a run. He hits Axiom. He takes him down. He catches Nathan Frazier, hits him with a gut buster, and lands on Axiom with a seated senton, or with a falling senton, and that was an amazing spot.
That was. It was so subtle too that I didn't realize Axiom got hit by something until you pointed it out.
Yeah. And then Hudson hit a springboard German suplex on Frazier, which was not in any of the clips he's going to find. They were fighting. Frazier was bent over, holding onto the middle rope. Duke Hudson gets up onto the ring, springboards over, catches Frazier, and then just launches him across the ring. Frazier lands face first on the other side of the ring, rolls out. And then this leads to a brawl on the outside. Axiom and Frazier get back in the ring, and they hit 4 suicide dives in a row. Axiom hit his hand on the last one. That looked like it hurt. And then Hudson hits a Stratusfaction, which was a nod to the Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. That was her finisher on Frazier that led to a 2 count. And then this is the first of, I think, 2 very big things I'm going to describe because they were just amazing sequences. A Spanish fly from Axiom to Duke Hudson that led to a Phoenix Splash by Nathan Frazier to Hudson that led to a 2 count. Yep.
Is this it?
Mm-hmm.
This is the one where you got caught in the
Yep,
air.
so they can watch it while I describe it. And it led to a 2 count, which is broken up by Chase performing a Canadian driver to Axiom.
Well, I do remember that.
Yep. And there's that clip right
Oh!
there. That was an amazing spot right there.
I was iffy on the character concept of Chase U when I started getting into NXT. But I've watched a couple of their matches, and I'm like, I like their fighting styles, but also I gotta give props to Chase for fighting in a whole sweater and button-up shirt.
Yeah, it was a little weird looking at that.
He is like, I was also very iffy on his character, but seeing him as the teacher of Chase U, being the person to watch the tape, he knows his opponents, he knows what they're gonna do. I have to give him props. He is now literally one of my favorites in NXT. NXT was my favorite brand, and now
But it's like, you look at his tag partner, he's dressed to wrestle. And then you look at him in a sweater and white shirt, and you're like, you look like you should be on the sidelines as the manager, not as a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in J's too.
Yep, he's wrestling in J's and Jordan 1s. And then Chase hits a crossbody on Axiom. And then Chase hits a superplex, or gets hit with the superplex by Frazier into a super kick suplex combo. You're not going to find that clip. And then after that, Frazier then launches himself out of the ring onto Hudson, which then leads to Axiom hitting Andre Chase with the golden ratio to pick up the win for his team. They retain the NXT Tag Team Championships.
There were also a couple spots from I remember where it was this match, right, where Nathan Frazier and Axiom hit each other with a couple moves.
Yep. So Chase countered a kick, or Frazier countered a kick, which then led to Chase doing a enziguri, which hit Axiom on accident. And then Axiom went to hold up Chase for a super kick. Chase moved out the way, and then Frazier hit Axiom with a super kick. But then moving on to, also, I thought tag match, because of the ending, because of everything, I thought this was probably my the worst contender for match of the night. just because the first half was so slow. But then it got picked up. It was amazing, though. I loved the whole pace throughout the match. It's just, I prefer things to kind of get going from the
Funny
start.
how you say it started slow, even though the champions who are defending both were in the speed tournament.
Oh, yeah.
It's
And
like
then
the oxymoron.
we move on to the NXT Women's Championship with Roxanne Perez, the champion, taking on Lola Vice.
This was your lowest rated match, right?
Yes, this was my lowest rated match at a B+.
So this pay-per-view cooked.
This pay-per-view cooked. This just so happened to be the weakest match, in my opinion, just because I wasn't that invested in the story.
Cooked like your egg socks.
Yes, cooked like my egg socks.
The ending also did get botched a little bit.
Yeah, I don't mind that. You tried doing
Yeah.
Four pop rocks in a
those
row.
Pop rocks look tough.
You tried doing 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And then let's see your legs do that. But the story of the match was Lola Vice trying to hit the back fist on Roxanne Perez, and Roxanne kept avoiding it all night long. Roxanne went for an uppercut and then got caught in a sleeper, and it looked like she was going to go to sleep. But then she dragged herself and Lola out of the ring. And after a bit of a small brawl on the outside, Lola goes to hit the back fist. Roxanne
into the
ducks
ring post
and hits the back fist onto the ring post, which then just wrecks her hand.
Oh, yeah. She was holding her hand like the entire match.
So then, throughout the rest of the match, Roxanne goes on to target the hand and arm.
Oh, I just seen that. Holy shit.
I love when they emphasize how hard it hit when they glitch out the graphics on the ring post.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that had impact.
And then a clip that he won't find is there was a sequence on the inside where Roxanne missed a moonsault, but then got caught in a triangle by Vice, which was very well executed. Roxanne fought and got out. And then Roxanne targets the arm some more and then throws Vice into the ring post. Arm first. Oh, sorry. Before that, Vice hits the back fist on Roxanne. Roxanne rolls out of the ring like a smart veteran should, which is very funny to say because she is 22 and she's already a veteran of the game. She rolls herself out of the ring. Yep, right here. Boom! Rolled out the ring.
Oh,
not even from the bottom two. She landed on the bottom rope.
That's funny.
Not on the mat.
Yeah.
She did not roll out. She fell out.
Yeah,
Yep.
she fell out of the ring.
Oh, what the fuck?
And as someone who's studied martial arts, when you hit a full 180 back fist on someone, the force of that, if it does not put them to sleep, it disorientates the F out of them.
Yep.
Damn.
And so then Lola puts her back into the ring, gets a 2 count because Roxanne gets her foot on the rope. And,
I did like that bit. She did that very smooth too.
Yep. And then Roxanne goes for a pop rocks. You're not gonna find this clip, but she missed the pop rocks, her first attempt at it. But then she goes and hits one, gets a 2 count. Then proceeds to hit another pop rocks onto the announcer's table.
Doesn't break.
Doesn't break it, which I think is already worse because that's usually breaking the impact. Is you falling through it.
My back.
Um,
It hurts.
And then she proceeds to hit another 2. There is the botched one, but like I said, you take 5 flips in a row and see how your legs are feeling. And then she hits another one after the botch. And then, she hits another one after the botch. Vice kicks out of pin for a 2 count, but then gets caught in a crossface, which Roxanne started working the arm some more, got her into the crossface. It was really, really good. And then Roxanne hits, She hits the Pop Rex on the table, hits another one. She then kicks out, gets in the crossface, and then she hits 3 more, and then retains. But like I said,
That was during those 3. That was the one she botched.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The yeet.
But overall,
Yeah, this is
I
the one she
I
botched.
like this match
Yeah.
very much. I just was not that invested into the story, mainly because I did not watch the weeklies going up, which I'm going to make a
I'm
a
surprised.
habit of trying to watch weeklies.
I'm surprisingly one who didn't catch this PLE. Didn't catch a lot of this PLE, but still caught the weekly, which is why I brought up the future of Wes and Oba when it got brought up.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that Oba match.
But then we move on to match of the night.
Yeah. Before we officially move on, though, I will bring up. It is funny how. It's funny how you bring up you're not really much of a story person on the whole Roxanne stuff, because post-Mania, Roxanne was one of the competitors of the Raw After Mania.
Mm-hmm.
And so people were like, oh, she's going to get called up from NXT when the draft happens, because the same thing happened to Ilya as well. Ilya was like a first day pick for Raw as well. So it was like, okay, Roxanne is going to get called up. She might lose the title soon. So when you brought up Roxanne not necessarily following her, I feel like it's because they're waiting too long to call her up.
I think they're waiting for Cora Jade to come back, which she has been out with a torn ACL, but that was at the start of the year.
So
You know what that means.
she's going to come back
She should be
soon.
coming
Yeah.
back soon. I think they have Cora Jade finally wrap up the rivalry that she has with Roxanne, having Cora Jade take the title off of her. She finally gets her run with the title, and then we can move Roxanne to the main roster.
Yeah.
Because there is a signing coming in that we will discuss later, but there's also one coming in that I think is definitely, there's 2 coming in. There might be 3. I don't know about the 3rd really.
Yeah,
I have to look it up. But there's 2 coming into NXT that are definitely going to take over.
Yeah, I feel like once she comes back, that'll give Roxanne enough time to 1, lose the title, and 2, get enough development to where she could be a Rumble call-up.
Yes. But now, match of the night.
Match of the night.
NXT title match. Fatal 4-way. We have Javon Evans, Ethan Page, Shawn Spears versus the champion, Trick Williams.
This match was too good.
Now, like I said for the Money in the Bank, with the main event for this, I kind of want us to go in depth for the main event, because that is the main thing.
This
I
match
have
was...
a lot of notes, but the first one I want to start off with is Javon Evans being in this match at the age of 20 is a sign this man has a big
Oh,
future.
that was the guy with the NXT Youngblood on his shoulders, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That man is
This is all-
20.
The
He
clips
debuted
you were
at
showing me,
19.
Yeah.
This is also like what? His like what? Like only like 5th match or something?
5th match, first PLE.
First PLE, his 2nd title shot for the NXT title as well.
Mm-hmm. But we will get to that.
Yeah,
We will get to that spot.
Yeah, this man is going places if he has already had 2 title shots in 5 matches in the span of less than a calendar year.
But so we start off, all 4 men are having a stare off in the ring. They're all about to start fighting, and then Ethan Page, like any good heel, rolls out the ring. He rolls out the ring and says, "I'm not having any part of this. These 3 can start taking each other out," which then leads to Javon Evans hitting him with the suicide dive. And then it was Williams and Spears that start brawling on the outside with them. So all 4 men are then brawling on the outside of the ring.
No DQs, no countouts.
Page and Spears get the upper hand on Evans and Williams, and then they start trying to one-up each other, by smashing Williams's and Evans's face into the ring and steel steps, trying to one-up each other. And then Ethan Page says, "You think I give a damn about these people, Sean?" And then they get back into the ring. And then there's the spot that you saw that Zach was showing us with Sean Spears and Ethan Page getting in the middle of the ring, talking to each other, saying, "Let's go, let's do this. We traveled the world to get here. Let's have this fight." And then they go to shake their hands and poke each other in the eye at the same time.
Other.
Nope,
Yep.
poke each other in the eye at the same time. And
These
then,
two are amazing heels.
They are amazing heels. And then, which leads to Evans hitting a springboard kick on Spears, which leads to a catapult to Williams, who then hits Page with a neck breaker. And then, as Evans himself says, "That boy bouncy."
That boy bouncy.
Because
Very
that
bouncy.
boy bouncy. Evans jumps over Williams and hit a double crossbody on Spears and Page. Page then throws Evans into Williams and Spears and then slams Evans down. Page goes to the top rope and then Sean Spears chops him twice. Evans gets on the top rope and then gets put onto Trick Williams' shoulders, and they see the position. Williams then grabs Spears for a DDT, and then Page, then remaining on the top rope, flies into Javon Evans, which starts this Tower of Doom moment, which they are watching right there while I described it. This sets off a Tower of Doom moment where Evans goes down, Spears gets hit with a DDT.
Falls.
Double pinning.
Yep, double pin
Oh yeah, the
into
double
a
pin.
2 count. And
Double
they
pin
both
to
kick
double
out.
2 count. At the same time too,
And
simultaneous. Like
Sean
the rest.
Spears lives up to his gimmick of being the chairman. He starts using his chair. He takes it, hits Williams with the chair, then Page, and then Evans flies
Oh,
off
that's when
of
he
the
was.
ropes.
Yeah, I remember he was flying off the
They're
ropes.
going to watch this while I describe it.
You couldn't fake
Evans
that.
flies back from
Yeah.
the ropes,
Oh, you can't
back
fake
first
that.
into the chair. And like he said, there are some moves that you just cannot fake.
Damn.
There's one.
And that is one of them.
There's
Taking
one thing you can't
care.
fake, and that's gravity.
Yep, exactly. And then Spears hits his Williams with his Death Valley driver, the C4, into a chair in the corner,
Oh.
bending the chair.
Ow.
And then
Into it.
here we go. I don't know if this is going to be a clip. No, it's not a clip. This is, and he can attest, the biggest block of text I have in my notes for this one
Yup.
match. Sean Spears lifts Trick Williams onto his shoulder in a fireman's carry position. Javon Evans then kicks Sean Spears and he drops Trick Williams. Evans then goes to kick Ethan Page, who then throws Javon Evans' leg into Sean Spears' face, kicking him. Javon Evans then super kicks Ethan Page, and so does Sean Spears. And then Javon Evans goes for a rebound attack and then gets kicked by Sean Spears, who then, I wrote that twice, Williams then gets hit with a blockbuster on Page, which leads to all 4 men being down in the center of the ring. I love all 4 men. Like, you guys have to watch this match. They
They're
are going to
holding
watch
on bars.
this match.
Hold
They
on.
are going to watch this match.
You love all 4 men?
No, I love when all 4 men, like, when it's a multi-man match and all participants are down in the center of the ring, I just love that visual.
You like men down in the center of the ring? I'm making it sound bad. I'm sorry.
You need to calm down, Go-Go.
I almost fell off the chair.
But yeah, no. Same here. Where you can tell that everyone put out everything.
But Then that spot leads to a "This is awesome" chant, which it really fucking
was.
Page and Trick Williams then fight on the outside of the ring. Ethan Page throws Trick Williams into the ring post, and then Trick Williams returns the favor, which then leads to a mini brawl, and out of fucking nowhere, Javon Evans runs from the other side of the ring, jumps over the top turnbuckle, completely over the ring post, flies and hits a fucking moonsault, which puts Trick Williams through the barricade. Because Ethan Page ducks. Yeah. And then Shawn Spears climbs the top rope. Javon Evans then runs into the ring, gets caught on his shoulders, and then Shawn Spears hits his C4 Death Valley driver onto Evans off the top rope. Ethan Page then throws Shawn Spears out of the ring before Spears can cover Javon Evans. Then Page goes for the pin, which leads to a 2 count. Ethan Page then climbs the top rope but gets caught by Spears. Williams then grabs Spears in a powerbomb position, but then they both take a tumble out of the ring. Javon Evans, while I'm describing, they are watching. Evans runs towards Ethan Page on the top rope and hits him with a Spanish fly, then hits Page with a top rope cutter because, once again,
This man
that
bouncy.
boy bouncy. He has quickly become my favorite NXT superstar behind Oba, Femi, and Wesley.
He's like a worm. He's so flexible.
He is amazing.
Yeah.
And then Javon Evans goes for a pin that gets broken up by Trick Williams. Evans and Williams face off and they have an amazing 1v1 sequence. He's not going to find clips of it. But I think out of all the 1v1 sequences in this match, they had the best. They had a staggering amount of kicks, jumping over kicks, counters. It was just amazing. You really need to watch this match tonight after we end this.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that. You watch Clash at the Castle. You don't get to look at me all fucky.
Oh no. You don't get to
Anyway.
And then the sequence ends with Evans going on the top rope and then getting pushed off the top rope, landing onto the table, and landing rib first.
Corner shot.
Yeah.
He
Didn't even land on the
land
top.
onto it. He landed rib first.
Yeah, no, like his right rib is
And
what
then-
broke it. That hurt.
There was some sequence where it looked like Shawn Spears was gonna go to superplex. Evans threw the. Oh wait, no. Sorry. We missed some spots. Okay. They have this 1v1 sequence. Javon Evans goes to put Trick Williams through the table, jumping off the top rope, but gets pulled down by Spears. And then it looks like Shawn Spears is going to go superplex him. Superplex Evans through the table off the top rope, which I thought would have been a very devastating spot, but obviously that doesn't happen. Evans counters, jumps up, and then he flips Shawn Spears off and then hits him with a cutter from the top rope,
Daggone.
which I thought was hilarious. Javon Evans also ad-libs his matches. He does this thing where he will talk during his matches, where he's like, "Get the hell out of here," and shit like that. Like he yells, "That boy bouncy," before he jumps off the rope. Sometimes he is amazing.
Bouncy.
So then, Javon Evans hits Spears with a top rope 360 splash for the pin, but then that gets broken up by Williams. Evans then goes for a top rope move, but then Williams pushes him off, landing ribs
To that
first
table spot.
onto the announcement table, breaking it.
Ouch.
Williams then gets put into a sharpshooter by Shawn Spears, which looks like it's going to steal the show.
Oh,
No, that's the
fine.
ending sequence.
Yes.
That's it.
So you cue that up for them to watch. And then Ethan Page breaks it up. And then he goes to hit Williams with his ego's edge, which you can play that clip for these two right now. He goes to hit him with his ego's edge, which is the razor's edge. But Evans gets pulled down, which then
The super knees.
Yep. Williams then hits the trick shot knee on to Evans.
And then on
And
to
Spears.
Page.
And Spears doesn't get hit with the full weight of it.
When you leave
Then
the
hits
food
the
in
trick-
the oven.
Then hits the trick shot knee onto Ethan Page.
Who lands on unconscious Evans.
Then lands on an unconscious Javon Evans. And then Sean Spears pulls Trick Williams out,
preventing him from
breaking
it
up
up.
the 3 count. And your new NXT champion is all ego Ethan Page.
I don't know any of these guys.
This is obviously match of the night. And then to end
The PLE.
Heatwave, Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
Yep.
I
Joe Hendry
believe
po-
in Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry popped up in a clip. Say his name and he appears.
Yep. Which, speaking of, moving on to the Tuesday showing for Vengeance, Trick Williams scheduled a sort of Vengeance tag match with Javon Evans as his tag partner against current NXT champion Ethan Page, tagged with Sean Spears as sort of a lick back match. However, Javon Evans is taken out during the show, so he cannot be Trick's tag partner. But who comes up to be Trick's tag partner? None other than who was hinted at the end of Heatwave and throughout the show, Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
And with that, and during that match, Javon Evans comes back to get his lickbacks on Ethan Page, leading Sean Spears in a handicap match, who gets pinned by Joe Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
This week in NXT has been amazing.
Is this the match or no?
That is the match. We don't necessarily need to talk about highlights, but dadgum, this week has been amazing for NXT, as we brought up not only Heatwave stuff, but even the Tuesday Obafemi picking out his opponent.
The Rascals coming back together.
Joe Hendry showing up more often.
There's also the NXT Heritage Cup, which Nathan Frazier is going after, and that is what's causing the rift.
Yeah.
I might have said the Speed tournament earlier. It is the Heritage Cup that's causing the rift.
Yeah.
He's going after Tony D'Angelo, who holds it.
Yeah. In other NXT news, Jordan Grace's on TNA Open Challenge was answered by another NXT star,
Which was Izzy Dame this year. Izzy Dame this week. The last Open Challenge was answered by Tatum Paxley.
Yep.
Charlie Dempsey then also made an appearance on TNA, picking up a win.
Yeah. Yeah, NXT and TNA working together, both sort of being proving grounds for wrestlers, with some veterans on TNA, such as the Hardy Boys coming back together on TNA.
The Hardy Boys,
Yeah.
you got Moose, you have Jordan Grace, you have all these other people. Gail Kim is still working in that background scene.
Ever since this door opened up, both shows have been cooking.
I think this is going to lead to our Worlds Collide event.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's going to happen,
Is
but
that pay-per-view?
yeah, so usually the Worlds Collide events were for NXT and NXT UK.
But
Those
now-
rosters would come together and have a match where they would face off against each other.
But now, due to, I don't know if it was budgeting reasons or just showtime reasons, they have both combined under one roster. However, with now TNA being a sub-company under the umbrella that has both TNA and WWE and also UFC along there as well.
Oh no, they're not a part of TKO.
Oh, they're not?
No, it's just a partnership.
So,
It came out of nowhere, and I
Yeah.
think it is the best thing.
yeah, that's right. It
because-
came out of nowhere at the Rumble.
Yeah, AEW has partnerships with New Japan, CMLL, and I'm forgetting the other AAA. AAA is the other Mexican wrestling circuit.
But
Major one.
but these partnerships with TNA and NXT have cooked.
But yeah, it is really good. It's good for the business overall to get all these people working in different companies that they necessarily won't have the chance to immediately, and it also gives them the chance to work a different style.
Yeah.
And it also gives them exposure to the other fans, and then the other fans exposure to WWE.
Yes. But speaking of different styles, we'll get to that later when we talk about some miscellaneous wrestling news. But first, before we get to that, we got to cover Raw and SmackDown first.
Mommy's back.
Mommy's back. As I joke a lot, but it's as soon as Dom started folding too. As soon as he was like, maybe Liv's okay.
I'd fold. I don't know.
Yeah.
She was like sitting on top of him and shit, and he's like, "Oh no."
Yeah. As soon as you could tell, he was like, you know what? Maybe Liv could be an ally. Maybe she's all right. This is my brutality.
Yeah, she shit herself.
I think this is really a big shot into the women's division, because the Raw's women's division has pretty much been on pause while Rhea's been out, because they want to keep the title on Liv, but they don't want Liv to be injured, and then that whole program just gets thrown out.
But also, speaking of the women's division, this Raw also brought up a new faction with
Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. They attacked Damage Control after a match.
They did.
Which, finally, they are doing something with those three women.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really going to help Zoe Stark. I think it's really going to help Shayna Baszler.
Who, despite a couple botches, still put on a stellar show at Money in the Bank.
Oh, she is amazing in ring. She just needs a little bit of a charisma boost, which I think being in a faction where the whole point of it is to get people to work on their rough spots where you're not highlighted as much, because the people that can handle those weaknesses for you handle them for you.
Yeah.
Sonya Deville can talk. She is amazing on the mic. She will be the mouthpiece for this group. Let Shayna and Zoe handle the in-ring work. Let Sonya she's also good in-ring. I think Sonya should be the single star. Let Shayna and Zoe take over the tag team division.
Yeah.
I think they're going to take it from the Witches. It seems that way anyways.
Yeah.
But it's also looking like Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are also wanting
still in the tag circuit, surprising to many fans.
Well, I just think it's also rumored.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into it later with the news, but it's rumored that there might be some mid-card titles coming for the women's division.
Yes, but in other news involving Raw, Damian Priest did come with an agreement with Seth Rollins, since it was a cash-in pin after my match with Gunther, if I'm still champ, I can see about you getting another title shot against me, which is good on Damian.
Mm-hmm.
Being respectful, being like, there was a lot of wonkiness that match.
No, there was a lot of wonkiness. That is true.
It looked like Damian Priest got knocked.
Punk.
Yeah.
It looked like he legitimately got knocked. And
it was on a podcast I was watching where instead of kicking out, his fingers twitched, and a bunch of former WWE stars mentioned, you look at the body language of people and you can tell something went wrong.
Yeah.
He might have taken that knee to the temple, which disoriented his muscle memory a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And he looked legitimately pissed at himself, mainly at the end of the match.
Yes, but Damian possibly setting up a face turn along with Rhea, setting up being a more respectful person to his competition.
Mm-hmm.
Which, good on him, but before that discussion, we saw the return and explanation of CM Punk on why he interrupted that match.
which then led to a all-out verbal confrontation with Seth Rollins.
Yep.
But some notes on what CM Punk was saying before Rollins came out. He acknowledged Cena, and then he said, which I thought was very weird, but also very funny. He said, "All right, you don't got to do tricks on it." Yeah, that's full highlights right there. He said, "All right, you don't got to do tricks on it." In regards to Cena, he also took another shot at AEW, which I think is very just childish at this point. Just put that shit behind you. Both parties. Just put that shit behind you.
It was a very subtle hit for those who don't know the comments. It was the people on this side of the camera.
He said, "There's people on this side of the camera. I'll beat his ass over there too."
Yeah.
I just think at this point, both parties just need to stop talking about each other. It's just best. But then Rollins came out. They had a disagreement, and then all Seth wanted wasn't an apology. And then Punk says, "You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I messed something up for you.
But I have my reasons."
No, but then he said, "But seeing as it's you, can I really be sorry?"
Damn.
So
Which
that's also
Which, with the announcement of Bad Blood, I keep mentioning, don't do 2 singlet matches. Everyone's got beef with each other. Make it a triple threat Hell in the Cell between Seth, Drew, and Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I
was coming out on top.
Yeah.
I think Drew would come out on top of that match.
But I'm like, let these men cook, put them in a cage, it's Hell in the Cell so they have access to weapons as well. Let them bop each other.
That's it.
Bad Blood is the pay-per-view to do it, hence the name.
Mm-hmm. What else got set up on Raw? The Wyatt 6. Yep.
We had a Wyatt 6 face reveal promo.
Yep, Chad got run off by the Wyatt 6.
Jay, being classic Jay, running off as soon as the lights went out, just yeet.
It led to a face-off, a mask-off interview section again.
Yep.
And then it led to...
Later in the show, I will call him Taylor, since it has not been confirmed he's keeping the Bo persona. I will call him Taylor.
I think they called him Bo on screen.
They didn't say his name when he showed up on screen because it was silent. Not 100% sure, but I will call him Taylor out of unconfirmation which character he's going to go by unmasked.
Mm-hmm.
But he was seen on Uncle Howdy, just himself, in Adam Pearce's office, smiling ear to ear. And I'm like, oh, this is both exciting and terrifying. It's like, who's he asking about? Who's about to get murdered?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, but that's Raw.
Yep.
Not that smile, but
it is also
There's still a creepy smile though.
uncanny in that vignette. He looks so much like Bray.
yeah.
He looks so much like Bray. It's so crazy.
Every video, that's like the most commented thing is like he looks so much like his brother, and it's like, I'm glad he's living the honor, but I also want to separate him from Bray as well. Like, I respect him for building Bray's legacy, but building his own as well. Will I always, when we talk about him, will we still bring up Bray?
It's
Probably.
inevitable.
It's inevitable, but we gotta also put some respect on himself as well.
But now let's move on to SmackDown, which saw us set up the LA Knight and Logan Paul match for SummerSlam, which I cannot wait to get that title off of Logan Paul.
Yes. To add to that, Raw has one confirmed match at SummerSlam, which is Gunther versus Damian Priest. That is the only match confirmed on the Raw half. This SmackDown confirmed 3 matches.
Mm-hmm.
The Nia Jax versus Bayley for the Women's Championship.
It's the opener.
Yeah.
Yep.
The United States Championship will be defended by Logan Paul against LA Knight.
And he's keeping it.
No.
No.
All right, so let's just go over order of what happened.
Yes.
Tiffany Stratton opened the show with a promo talking about her win, talking about how it's the era of Tiffy time.
And Bailey came out to interrupt her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, and then Bailey came out to interrupt her, which I think I have been vocal with saying that they have done nothing with Bailey.
They've been doing Bailey dirt
as champion. Unfortunately, I think this is where they take the title off of Bailey.
But because this promo got double interrupted by Nia Jax flooring Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
But this led to a very funny and interesting segment of Tiffy looking over the unconscious, possibly dead body of Bailey
And
with briefcase in hand.
Zach heard me last night while we were playing the game while I was watching it saying, "Oh hell, oh hell, 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 oh my god, oh my god, oh my god."
But she got interrupted by Nia Jax being, "What are you doing?"
Yep. So there was a match with Michin and Nia Jax.
Yep.
Which ended with Nia Jax doing her patented, corner squash
Yep.
onto Michin, which then led to Bailey getting jumped by Nia. Yeah, Bailey getting jumped by Nia. And then it was going to lead to Tiffany Stratton almost cashing in. But she didn't because Nia interrupted.
Yeah, she's like, "What are you doing?" And and a bunch of people have commented if this is going to be a running bit up until SummerSlam, SmackDown just got a whole lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I've mentioned previously off podcast, Nia is improving. She's much safer now. Her promo work has gotten a lot better. But you put in the ring worker that Bailey is and also the promo worker that Tiffy is in this feud. Mate, this is cooking.
Mm-hmm. I think this is going to be an amazing program until SummerSlam.
Yes.
Really waiting to see what they do. I really hope they don't waste this money in the bank contract with Tiffany.
Yeah. A couple people before the show were commenting, Will this year be the first year that a woman's cash-in is unsuccessful?
I think she's already the third longest reigning Miss Money in the Bank at 6 days.
Yeah. But after the whole Drew cashing in fiasco, I think that we're gonna have to probably wait another year to rumor around an unsuccessful woman's cash-in again.
Mm-hmm.
This cash-in, when it happens, is definitely going to be successful, I have a feeling. They don't want the controversy of both cash-ins being unsuccessful and feeling like a waste of the year.
It's also looking like Carmelo Hayes and Andrade are starting up a rivalry. Although that's going to be some amazing matches.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Those two are perfect in-ring workers, and I think they're going to be amazing against each other.
What else happened this SmackDown?
There was a tag team match with Humberto and Angel versus Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin, where they picked up
Apollo Crews is finally giving TV time.
With Berto and Angel picking up the win.
Yeah, Apollo Crews is finally giving TV time.
I'm so happy that Apollo Crews is finally given TV time. Oh, also, with NXT, we forgot to mention Cedric Alexander getting signed to NXT. And then Robert Stone, because Ava, best GM, because that's a running gag on NXT where whenever Ava is on screen, someone comments she's the best GM ever in NXT history. Every time. But she has two little lackeys, Stevie Turner, who brought in Cedric Alexander to get signed. He was from SmackDown. And then Robert Stone said, well, I got somebody who is very much hinted at as Ashante the Adonis, who is Cedric Alexander's tag team partner. They're finally going to go to NXT and enhance their tag division.
Yeah. But yeah, what other SmackDown stuff was there? This might have been the SmackDown where it was portrayed that Bianca and Jade are gonna stay in the tag division, which
That was last week.
that was last week's. But just to comment on it now, I don't like that. Put them back as single stars, especially with the rumored women's mid card coming about.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
my hopes with them were that they were going to hold the titles until there was literally no more competition, and then they have them fight. It was based on a Cultaholic pitch that they made where I can't remember who it was, but they wanted them to face eventually for the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Championship.
have them vacate and then be the two contenders for the mid card.
Mm-hmm. But then, like we said earlier, LA Knight, Logan Paul gets set up.
Yep. And then the
Bloodline.
The first, it was before they came out. It was the
Tag title match.
Tag title match versus Champions DIY versus A-Town from Down Under, cashing in their possibly contractual rematch. Not 100% sure, because based off of the last recent events, they have brought that back. Not 100% sure. Didn't catch how they got a lick back, but let's assume it was that. But after the match with DIY retaining, someone comes out.
Jacob Fatu
Solos these two tag team members.
Those clips were
Handedly
takes out not only A-Town Down Under and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, then takes out Johnny Gargano and then Tommaso Ciampa, the WWE Tag Team Champions.
Yup.
Lays them out.
Yep.
Single-handedly takes out the two top tag teams in the SmackDown division.
Yep. By himself. But let's clarify how he did it. Man, springboard moonsaulted.
Well, first, let's go over how he took out Austin Theory. He, out of fucking nowhere, launches his whole body into him. Theory goes flying. I can't remember how he gets Waller, can you?
I think Waller runs away.
Okay, so then Waller just runs away.
He might have gotten caught up in the body slam, but Waller's off screen, setting up even more the breakup.
Yep. And then Gargano jumps, gets caught by Fatu, gets slammed. And then him and Ciampa start hockey fighting. Ciampa hits him with a DDT.
No-sells it.
No-sells it. And then takes Ciampa out.
Yeah. I believe he took Ciampa out additionally by hoisting him up, chucking him into the air, catching him into a Samoan drop.
Yep. And he landed pretty much neck first on Ciampa's chest. It was so hilarious.
Yes. But then Gargano's still recovering in the corner. He decides he is going to take his backside to Gargano multiple times. And it wasn't the classic like skin to skin slap you hear on WWE shows.
Normal hip thrust.
Yeah.
It was
a thud. Gargano went into that turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And just complete decimation.
Mm-hmm. And then Jacob Fatu hits his patented springboard into a sit-down moonsault on Gargano.
Yep.
And then hits Ciampa with a top rope moonsault. And then
amidst the carnage, we hear
in the
womp
bloodline
womp 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 womp.
And then Solo cuts a promo talking about how he is the tribal chief, how Roman's going to say when Roman comes back, he's going to make Roman declare that he's the tribal chief.
How we don't deserve Roman anymore, yada yada. And it just adds to the belief that as soon as Roman comes back, Solo is getting squashed.
Mm-hmm. And then it leads to Cody Rhodes coming out, confirming the match at SummerSlam.
He came out like a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't leave like one, though.
And then he got jumped.
he was holding his own for a little while, but then, of course, Jacob Fatu
Yeah,
regained his
for 10
adrenaline.
seconds.
Yeah.
He hit every dude one time.
And
then
they
he was
got-
gonna get someone to the crossroads.
It was
Yeah,
solo.
it was solo. And then Jacob Fatu with his super kicks from hell. I'll say it.
Super kicks from hell, takes him out, and then Randy comes out, and he starts taking it to the bloodline.
Yep.
And then the numbers eventually get him.
Vintage's solo to try to put the numbers in his favor. But again, Jacob Fatu's a big old
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then it leads to them basically
He said, "Pick him the fuck up."
crucifying. Well, not crucifying. They tie up Cody's arms in the
In
ropes,
sort of a crucifixion position.
and then they start attacking.
Yeah.
Randy was like,
Yeah.
"Take me. You don't want him. I'm the one you want."
They basically maul Orton on the outside of the ring and then put him through the table.
Oh, that shit was hilarious.
And then a Samoan spike to Cody, and that is how we finish out SmackDown.
Yup. Which, dadgum.
Which I wish
I-
I got to watch, but
I agree with the community. I get why WWE said we are scared to debut Jacob Fatu because we are scared he is going to out Aura Solo. This segment did not help that fear. He 100% out Aura Solo. And also it just confirmed the fact that I want to see this man in a singles match. Heck, even I brought up before we started recording, put him in a handicap match for the tag titles. He'll probably win it still.
My match, my dream debut match for him is him and Kevin Owens 1v1.
that'd be a good one.
And then now
Before we finish this segment though, this was like a pillow thought, but Nick Aldis has Jacob Fatu that's causing savagery. Adam Pearce has Braun Breaker that is a bit of a savage. Both have
I
semi-dog.
love that match.
Both have semi-dog themes. What do you do? What do you do with dogs? You put them in a cage.
I'd love that match.
Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu steel cage match.
And now I just want to take it to some news.
Yep.
Damon Kemp got released from NXT.
Good riddance.
Jordan Grace's contract got amended, so now her contract ends in January instead of next summer, which I think she is very, very quickly going to go to WWE, along with Julia, and now the most recent signing, and one I'm very excited about, Stephanie McCurry. She is coming from CMLL. She had a match with Mercedes Moné, formerly Sasha Banks, in AEW, I believe is at Worlds Collide, or not Worlds Collide, Forbidden Door. She was the CMLL Tag Champion, I believe, and the New Japan Women's Strong Championship. She left in a kind of controversial fashion where CMLL didn't like how she left, but she had two offers from WWE and one from AEW, and CMLL has always let talent go, pursue bigger offers in America. They have always said, we're not going to hold you back. If you get that offer and you want to take it, as long as you agree to finish out your dates. She got the offer and then told them, I am not finishing up my dates. I believe she had I believe they're doing like a Mexico City circuit right now. And I believe that she might have had like a hello debut, just like a in-ring promo, just like, hello, I've signed. But she is now in WWE. She is going to NXT, I believe. She's going to bolster that women's division a whole lot more with Julia when she gets there. And I believe when Jordan Grace comes, she might go to NXT, but I see Jordan Grace going to the main roster.
It's
So-
iffy because Jordan Grace did debut to the WWE eyes in the Rumble. However, she's made more cameos on NXT, so it's 50-50.
And with that, with the women's division really getting bolstered and it's really strong now, I think it is the perfect time that they introduced 2 women's mid-card titles. One Intercontinental, one United States. Obviously, they're going to be convergent with the brands. So
Mhm.
US goes on SmackDown, IC goes on Raw.
Yep.
Who do you guys think should be the inaugural champions for those?
Due to the fact that I did have Tiffy for inaugural on SmackDown, but since she's won Money in the Bank, I wouldn't be shocked if they give the inaugural mid-card on the SmackDown side to Piper.
I was just thinking of Piper. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think
I was just
either
thinking of her.
Piper or Chelsea. I think it would be perfect for them. And on the Raw side, give it to EO.
Yeah,
No,
or I
she
wouldn't be.
deserves to be.
I wouldn't be
She's not
shocked.
taking it from Liv. And
I
she's not
wouldn't-
taking it from Rhea.
I wouldn't be shocked if they try to build it up where Dakota finally gets her time to shine.
I think Dakota should. It's either going to be EO or Dakota in my mind.
Yeah.
My dream pick is that they finally utilize Tegan Knox and take her over from
NXT.
from SmackDown.
Okay.
Bring her back to Raw. Also, in other news, Natalya has finally re-signed with WWE. Amidst rumors that she was leaving, it seems that she is coming back.
Multi-year contract.
Multi-year contract. She is a huge influence in the locker room. She's been there since 2008, I believe. She debuted. I've been watching her for years, so it's great to have that talent in the locker room.
Yeah. In other news, this past Saturday U.S. time, but I don't know what day it was, Japan time. AJ Styles and Io Sky had some cameo matches over on the Japan circuit. Both of them were amazing. You can catch highlights on YouTube or TikTok or whatever social media platform you want to go. We watched a couple highlights that covered like 90% of the match. Though both those matches cooked. Io Sky pulled out everything out of her bag. We saw her perform a 619,
Oh, that was
a
cool.
couple pile drivers, and of course her classic moonsaults as well. But dadgum,
Oh, she was stomping on that girl's face.
Yeah.
Doing some jackhammer stomps. Io picked up the win.
yep, yes, both cameos picked up the win. But AJ Styles, at his bright age of 47, still moved in that match like he was fresh off the pickup.
And so we want to end off this episode.
I do have some news.
Oh, what's some news?
Imagine this. You boot up the Xbox or PlayStation, you hit up your Call of Duty, and all of a sudden, you fucking see WWE Superstars.
I saw that.
Oh,
as
yeah.
operators.
It is confirmed.
July 24th, WWE operators are coming to Call of Duty. Season 5?
Yes. Now, with that, what finishing moves would you like to see in the game?
Cody Rhodes is definitely going to be one.
Yes.
We're going to see a Crossroads.
Yes.
There
It
you
is.
go.
Yes, it is confirmed through silhouette previews and some data mining. I believe that this is going to feature.
Cody Rhodes Call of Duty.
Yeah, it is going to feature 2 males and 1 female superstar as either skins or actual operators.
They're operators.
Yeah, operators.
I
cool.
don't.
Everyone-
okay, who's the, is it going to be Rhea?
There's no way you don't do it. And John Cena is probably going to be the other guy.
Yeah.
Cena-
Because the attitude adjustment, imagine you're on top
A
of one of
couple-
the maps.
A couple people on the trailer, since it showed like some of like the graphics working, a couple people thought they spotted them trying to animate a Riptide. So I have a huge feeling it's Rhea, and her finisher is going to be the Riptide.
My 2 picks for females are Rhea and Bianca.
Belair,
Mm-hmm.
the girl with the hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we would like to end off this episode with Gordon asking us a question like how I did to start off this
All
episode.
right. Now, throughout all the years, there have been many different superstars in the WWE. However, you are forced to pick one to defend you from the entire cast of Raw and SmackDown.
So one defender, tag team style against
No.
the rest of the locker
No,
room.
it's them taking on everyone else.
They're just defending you.
I got my answer.
All right. What about you, Trevor? You got yours?
Against the entire locker room of both shows, I think I have my answer.
All right, Caleb.
The Undertaker.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Mainly because he's this unstoppable juggernaut. He always does this Michael Myers setup. He is going to not stop going. He is the dead man. I think he is a solid pick. My second pick, it was between two people. My second pick would have been Gunther.
Oh, that would have been a good one too. Yeah.
That was my pick.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah,
He's just gonna
Gunther.
chop everyone.
He's
I'm gonna
strong.
say, since you brought up the entire locker room, I was gonna jokingly say Randy because he holds no bars about who it is. He's gonna RKO you. It doesn't matter if you're a higher up or what gender
my
you are.
God.
He's
Eddie Guerrero freaking powerbombed Lita one time. Just
Yeah.
slap.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's what I was gonna say because I thought it would have been like current stars defending against the current roster. So I was gonna say Randy Orton. That's
You
it.
said anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone? Surprisingly, Undertaker is a good pick since I'm a more recent fan as well. Probably another more recent answer. Roman seems like a decent option.
He would be a good one.
Mhm.
He would be a good one.
Who's yours?
Brock Lesnar.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I think he is the one man who would be able to kill everyone.
We always joke like if aliens came down and said pick 5 fighters to defend yourselves against our 5 fighters, you said Brock Lesnar is one of your picks if you're a
Lesnar's
world
one of them.
leader.
Lesnar's my first one.
Yeah,
he would destroy everyone.
That's the thing.
Lesnar and then Ngannou.
yeah. Lesnar landed on his neck in a way that would have killed the average man, but upon evaluation, the doctor said, "Your neck muscles are so thick, nothing's wrong."
Mm-hmm.
That was a good pick. I'm with it.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
a good pick.
That's a good pick.
I think we all had pretty decent
Yeah.
picks. I thought Charlie was going to go with Undertaker.
No.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
literally
there we
saw
go.
this morning.
Daggum!
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, she got it.
You ain't gotta do someone like that, Eddie.
Oh, and then there's another clip I saw today where it was someone asking Rey Mysterio if he regrets winning the custody battle against Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, that
And
was
I
Chris
just see a
Van
little
Vliet.
like clip of Tiny Dom just trying to push the ladder, and he's like, no.
Which a sequel to that might be coming soon with.
Rhea and Liv.
Yeah.
Oh my
Custody of
God,
Dominic
they
ladder
have
match
to.
Here's
too.
the thing, a bunch of people are saying for that title match, have Dominic be the special guest ref. Have him decide which girl he's gonna finally side with.
No, here's my plan. Put Dom in the shark cage. Put him above
Oh
the ring.
my God.
Put him in the shark cage above the ring, so he has to watch these two women fight over him.
Just imagine him explaining all this to his IRL wife.
Man, it's just a show. It's just a show.
But
Rhea attended that wedding too. Yeah.
That's tough. That's crazy. Well, that's all for tonight.
I believe
Yeah, I
that's
believe
all
that's
for
all.
this episode of
All
Disqualified.
right. Thank you guys for coming tonight and watching us. We really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you are enjoying the content. Subscribe for some more. And also, we're from Disqualified. Deuces.
Deuces.
Peace.